Hello and welcome back to another Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP possible each week and every week from the Fashion Report minigame located inside the Gold Saucer every week on a Friday when judging begins. This is week 173 and the theme this time is Hardheaded Sleepwalker. The clues include raising the barbet for your helm, rest and relaxation for your chest and your legs, and dressed for success for your boots. In this video, we'll have a 100 score, an 80 with die options, and then the easiest possible 80 of the week. Without further ado then, let's hop onto that 100 score. Alrighty, as you can see, I wasn't lying when I said this was a very basic looking glamour. My goodness. So for the helm then, for 100 score, I went with the bronze barbet. This is actually an item you can get from low-level city-state armor vendors, such as Gwalta in, obviously, Uldar, Steps of Thal Market District. You can get this from the Disciple of War level 10 to 19 tab for 264 gil. It's a very easy thing to get. It's equipable by, obviously, your Gladiators, your Marauders, your Lancers, Paladin Warrior, Dragoon, Dark Knight, and Gunbreaker. So this is obviously Disciple of War specific, Lock 2, and is equipable by characters level 12 and above. There are other speculative things that would work, including the decorated bronze barbet, the Warden's barbet, the steel barbet, and I believe the Mithril barbet would also work as well. There are many other barbets in the game. It would be foolish of me to link them all, especially when, you know, they're all pretty much limited to Disciples of War at the end of the day as well. So you might as well go with this one since it's level 12. For the chest piece then, I was quite surprised when I saw this. The Emperor's New Robe. If you don't know where to get the Emperor's New Robe stuff, go over to Mordona and talk to one of the NPCs here, as you can see on screen, and you can exchange for this. There is a quest that you have to do to unlock this, but these are essentially the items designed to allow you to glamour anything into invisibleness. So they're actually asking you to equip the Emperor's New Robe here for best in slot this week for rest and relaxation for your chest, which is hilarious because it just exposes your character's chest, which is quite funny really. But there we go, that's pretty much that. I don't really see the point in giving other alternatives, but yeah, I think the Crescent Moon nightgown would work as well because of rest and relaxation. That's a good option, I guess, but everybody in the game should have access to the Emperor's New Robe. Just go over to Mordona and do those quests. Okay, for the legs then, I went for the spring bottoms. These are actually from Kasumi here in the Gold Saucer, literally next to the Fashion Report vendor. You can get these once you've had a total of 600 points plus in total from the Fashion Report. So over the multiple weeks, it'll take you about 6 weeks, and these will cost you 8,910 gil. Very easy to obtain then. If, however, you don't have access to these, I believe the Wind Silk bottoms and the Crescent Moon bottoms, and I think the Spring bottoms will also work as well. Oh, and the Tantalus breeches. Those are the ones I would suggest trying out. I can't confirm those, but I believe that those would work in exchange for these if you'd rather. And then for the booties, I went for the Velveteen Gaiters, again from a low-level city-state armor vendor such as Gwalta in Steps of Thal Market District, from the Disciple of Hand and Land tab this time, level 20 to 29, for just around 1,600 and something gil, which is fairly easy. This is equipable by all classes in the game, level 28 and above, and is fairly easy to get access to, which is why it's one of my favorite items of this week. Alternatives, I believe, include the dress shoes and the cotton, velveteen, or woolen dress shoes. And the Best Man's Gaiters should work as well. So those are other alternatives if you'd rather go for those. But that's pretty much the 100 score. Very simple. Most people should have access to at least a few of these items. So without further ado, let's hop onto that 80 with dies. Okay then, so for the 80 with dyes, you can see for the weapon, I went with Hunter Green. For your helm, Cockern Brown. Your body needs to be metallic silver. Your hands, Hunter Green. Your legs, cerulean blue. And your feet, jet black. Yes, they had to sneak in one jet black at least, didn't they? But there we go. That's not too bad in terms of dye options. Maybe some of you have already got some boots somewhere that are dyed jet black. That could be quite useful in this situation. But honestly, there are ways of getting an 80 score much easier than this. So let's move on to the easiest 80 possible of the week. Okay, so for the easiest 80 of the week, we've actually got a couple of really good options, quite a few good options actually, if you think about it. Basically, you could have a combination of items you saw previously with dyes, or you could just go for 2 of the items from the 100, and you're going to get an easy 80 very easily. Look, we got 85 here. All we did here was get the Emperor's New Robe, which is easily accessible in my personal opinion. I mean, that's level 1 glamour. And then we equipped the Velveteen Gaiters, again from a vendor, all classes level 28 and above. This way, we're not restricting any particular job at all in the game, which is why I thought this was a pretty good idea in terms of a combination. Now, another option we could go for, of course, would be to do this. And in this particular option, I went for the spring bottoms. Now, obviously, the spring bottoms not really, super accessible to everybody unless they've done, 6 weeks of fashion report, which is, I guess if you've been doing this and you've been working on your MGP, it's going to be easily accessible and you're not going to have a problem with this at all. But, that's why we're giving multiple options here. So this is the spring bottoms and those Velveteen Gaiters. Like I say, we're just combining 2 of those items before. Another way we could do this then is, I'm not going to show it because we've, I think we've ran out of different attempts here. But you could say, for instance, just equip the Velveteen Gaiters and then dye 2 items. Like you could have your helm, for example, you could dye that Hunter Green, and your weapon Hunter Green, and then your helm Cockern Brown with those shoes, and you would have an 80 as well. So there are plenty of options this time around, and honestly, I'll be surprised if anybody has trouble with this. But anyway, those are my specific options for this. I'm not going to log on to an alt today just to back that up. It's fairly straightforward and obvious. Make sure something is equipped in every single slot of your gear. Obviously, you want something equipped. You don't want there to be gaps in that, otherwise your score will not be the same as you see it on screen. I stress that more times than I probably should, but then again, we get some weird comments sometimes. Anyway, let me know what you did for your easiest 80, if you have thought this was ridiculously easy this week as well, and leave me some comments below. Much love, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.